into your eyes, I see we're out of time.
Every chord a lover's plea found in jazz and reverie. Dance, casting shadows, sweet and few. Moonlit scenes and midnight blue. Casting shadows in sweet view. Syncopated joy refrain. Trumpet fanfare, crisp and free. A melody for us to teach.
Lost in laughter's flame, dapper suits and sweet wings.
감사합니다.